full tutorial on how to cut this particular style has been uploaded on my channel. You can go ahead and watch it. Wrapper, and then this is the way to go about sewing the wrapper. I'm just going to explain the wrapper on, and then I'll do that behind the camera. So what you want to do is, for the wrapper, sometimes we use 2 inches or 1.5 inches, but 2 inches preferably. And then you want to measure 2 inches from the one of the side here. You fold it, make sure from that edge to the starting point is 2 inches. Then go ahead and bend in 0.5, half an inch, like that, for knitting purpose. Bend it that way and just stitch it all the way down. That's just the way to go about it. For wrapper that are lace fabrics, go ahead, measure 2 inches, fold it that 2 inches, then bend in 0.5, go ahead and stitch on it all the way down. Do the same for both sides. Do the same for both sides, and then you can attach your belt. So let's go to the body now. The body is the main thing. So for the body now, I have you did the cutting bias on the neckline, and then your thread, the same color, everything sets. So what you want to do is this. We can start with the body first, either the sleeve or the body. I do either way. So what you want to do first is this. You know, this is the neckline, and this is how it's appearing. Can you see the neckline? Can you see that it's a round one? Yeah. So you want to go ahead and place it like this on the table, and then grab your cutting bias. This way, your bias, it can be satin bias, it can be cotton, so that I don't get anyone will be able to see. So what you can start from anywhere. It just, all it needs to do is just to go round, just for it to go round. Start from anywhere, but before you start, the starting point of your bias, you want to fold it in this way, and making sure the right side faces the right side of the fabric. Then you go ahead and sew on the 0.25. There's the first line, the tiny line on the, what's it called now, cutting bias. Just go ahead and sew on it all the way around, right side facing the right side. Okay, they will go ahead and do that quickly. So like I was explaining, just go ahead, place it this way, start from anywhere. I'm just going to start from any corner anyway. Then, like I said, fold in like that. Go ahead and place it on the neckline, just on 0.25, not so much. If you're making it 0.5, that means it's going to be very, you're making the neck to be wide again. But depending on you can decide to, but that's the way I do it, 0.25. Just by following the line on the cutting line. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead. So once you're about getting to where you started from, you want to go. I'm going to show you what you need to do there. We're already there. This is where we started from. If you zoom it on your phone, this is where we started from, and then you want to make sure the cutting bias go across on it, on top of it, like lapping on it, like about 1 inch if possible. Yeah. By so doing, the other cutting bias will be able to go in, and it's going to be neat on that part. Let it last, and that is what I've done. And one more thing I used to do, which I'm going to show you, is that what's happening is that, so after doing that, you top stitch or back stitch. So I love to always top stitch on it, so I'll just fold this thing this way. Can you see it? Bring in the cutting bias underneath it together, and then top stitch on it this way. If you can see what I'm doing, this is the inside. Make sure you top stitch. I used to do that. It's not a must, but you can. If you do that, the neckline will be able to relax well. Yeah, I do that a lot. So I'm just going to quickly top stitch on it, just tiny bits, very close to the edge. You can see now. Can you see that? That's the neckline. The next thing you want to do is to just fold it back in like this, and thereby the right side is neat, and on this part you want to go and sew on it. Just stitch on the edge here so that it will make it lay nicely like this. So let's do that. The next thing is to attach our sleeve. I love doing this part, and this is the way I'll go about doing it. Firstly, for each of the sleeve, you want to go ahead, fold it this way, and sew on 1 inch down that way. So let's do it together quickly. It's very simple. People have a sewing machine, but then they don't know how to sew. You can always do it. So I'll do the other and two. The other one as well. So we're just going to join it together the same way. So do it this way. If you can pin it down, mark it. If you're a beginner, you want to just mark down 1 inch, and if it's 0.5 you use as a sewing allowances, you want to just go ahead and mark it for beginners. Yeah, you don't just take it and start joining, so that you don't have issue of shopping. As a beginner, you can always mark, you can always chalk your work. That's on 1 inch, and then we'll go about to join it. How do we join it now? Remember, we notch the center here, which will fall at the shoulder. Remember, we notch this particular part. The next thing you want to do is that part when we notch, you want to make it align with this part of the shoulder of the body that was notched. Can you see the cutting there? That's the essence of notching. Let it align, right side facing the right side. That way, pin it down. If possible, you can pin it all the way around. But as for me, after pinning it together like this, come to where the joining is at the, where we join the sleeve together. Make sure you can see the way I place it together. Then come to where the joining is like this. Then I'm going to sew 1 inch all the way around from there. That's the way I do mine, and it has always been perfect. So people will join it like, we not join this first and then put it, but this is the best way I've been doing it, and it has been working. After aligning it together with where you notch, pin it there, then put it together this way and try to come to locate where the joining of the sleeve is. Make sure it aligns. You can see I'm going to do that again. Where we notch, come like this, come like this. Then once you get here, you just hold it together again and pin it down. Then you can start sewing 1 inch and back to, by the time you sew it 1 inch all the way around to where the other side is, or the joining is. Let's dive in. So I'll go this way now. 1 inch like this. 1 inch. That way, and I'm sewing it towards now. I'm right at where we notch. Then yeah, you're sewing it around. You see that? Then back to where the joining was on the other side of the sleeve. It's just 1 inch. That's the sewing allowance. If you use 0.5, make sure you use 0.5. That way, and I'm going to be back here now. And you get there, you want to back stitch 15 minutes. So this is what we've done so far. We started from here all the way around. I'll take out the pin, and this is what we've done. Sewing from there all the way around, and then the next thing we need to do now is to close this part here. Can you see? Just move it together. Can you see? Then you need to do what? Sew on 1 inch down, not all the way down. There's a place where we need to open. We used to open like 5 inches or 6 inches before the M, and we'll do that now. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that now. So that's just a simple way I've always been doing it. There's another method other people can use. I've tried another method too, but not working for me like this. So 1 inch. 6 inches or 5 inches before the end. I will mark it and stop here. I'm almost done. So that's how to go about joining it. If I bring it out now, this is where you're going to see one side done. Okay, so that one side is done, and I'll go ahead and do the second side. It's done. The next thing you want to do is just quickly turn here. You know, the 1 inch here, the opening is going to be like this. You can pin it down and then bend it by 0.5 in like that. Go ahead and bend it that way. Stitch on it across to where the 5-inch end, and then back like this all the way down again. So let's go. 0.5 this way. I'm gonna start from this side. I already know how I do it. 0.5. Yeah. Go across it that way. Across it that way, then come down like this. So this is what I've done just now. This is what I've done. You see it where the opening is. You just want to bend this in on 0.5. I will do the rest, and after which you just need to go ahead and the hem here, fold it, bend it, maybe 0.5 in like that. That means you're bending it 1 inch. Okay, you see 0.5 in, and then stitch on the same side, and that is it, guys.